what's going on.
A number of drivers are beginning to complain that they are getting significant raindrops in turns 1 and 2. Apparently, the car is beginning to slip and slide a little bit, and there may have been some contact a moment ago down in turn 1. We're hearing now from one of the crews. Dale Jarrett, car number 90, we're told a number of others are complaining that there may be some rain, and it is picking up here in the pits as we are just 4.5 laps away from halfway.
Let's take a look at it. Ned, you saw it up there in the corner.
Yeah, he went down. Here's Trickle running in 4th place, and all of a sudden he runs up on Todd Bodine. Todd Bodine slowed down, it looked like, and Trickle had to take an evasive move, and Terry Labonte went by him, and then he dropped all the way back to 7th now.
We'll check Bill Elliott's windshield, see if we can see any raindrops. Yeah, we see some rain.
Some rain. Yeah, there are raindrops. No question.
Caution's out. We are 3 laps short of halfway. Here comes Jarrett and Irwin off corner number 4. They take the flag and slow down. That completes lap number 160. The halfway point is 163.
Well, now, do they make pit stops, or do they stay out there and hope the skies will open up?
I think they stay out there, Ned.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, you see the sky there, and I don't think it's going to rain. But
no,
again,
okay, there was a race back in the pack to the line, the caution flag.
That's Trickle, Jeremy Mayfield, Johnny Benson, and they all go by either side of Trickle, and it's Trickle to the line. And well, I don't know. I'd hate to call that other one.
Well, that was close. You're right.
I think place went to Mayfield and show to Benson, but that was very, very close.
Benson is driving like he was able to get that position. But, you know, that really is it's a real quandary for these teams right now. If the green flag goes back, if they re-throw the green flag, they need those tires, but
they're coming in.
They're coming in. I don't believe it. Here they come.
They figure it's not going to rain long. But if the front runners don't come in, those guys back in pack are going to.
Ray Dunlap in Labonte's pit.
Well, Bob, Terry Labonte will be the first car to hit pit road here, and the Kellogg Chevrolet is in. They are going to go to the right side and put on tires. They've got fuel wind. Yeah, it's a concern about the rain, but looking to the west, the sky looks pretty good. Let's go down to Jerry Punch with the leader.
Likewise, Dale Jarrett had already run 58 laps at his last pit stop on these tires. And like Ray said, it is getting light off of turn 2, although we are seeing raindrops. As DJ is away, let's check in with his teammate in Bill.
4 tires for Kenny Irwin. They wanted to make an air pressure adjustment. Kenny said, no, please don't change the way the car handles. 18 seconds flat. He beats Jarrett out of the pits. Here comes Martin Labonte, Kenny Wallace, and Dick Trickle.
Like the Todd Bodine, though, beat everybody out as... Oh, like Coke got a little sideways there as he accelerated out of the pit area. There's Todd Bodine, and he was the first to complete the pit stop.
It looked like the lead that he had looks like it was the old 2-tire stop. It's hard to imagine he's changing 4 tires because the 28 car Kenny Irwin has that great pit position, that #1 spot, and all he's got to do is just let the clutch out and go across the line. So there's Kenny Irwin that I'm talking about.
Yep. Now all of those not on the lead lap are coming in. Dale Earnhardt did not pit. Let's look at this exit from pit road.
And we'll see Todd Bodine right in there. He's going to, we see the right side is up. Never changing the right side. Ricky Rudd just now get into his pit as Todd Bodine leaves as we go around to the left side on Kenny Irwin's car. And here comes Dale Jarrett. He's coming down pit road. Kenny Irwin goes across the line, and he will be the second car out.
Down to Ray Dunlap.
Well, guys, a very serious strategy move down here in the Goodwrench pits. Dale Earnhardt was 25th on the racetrack, and they just said, we are not going to pit. We're going to stay out front, and we're going to hope for the best. Now, there was another Black 3 that took this kind of a gamble this week. His name was Kirk Shelmerdine, and he won the ARCA race on Friday. Could be a big gamble for Dale Earnhardt.
And he's also going to pick up the $10,000 for leading at the half. No, we won't. Not until we go green, right?
Yep. Has to be 5 laps of green flag racing.
Yep. Well, Earnhardt certainly dominates among active drivers here with 8 wins. He has 24 top 5s and 27 top 10s in the 40 events that he has started here at Atlanta. So we are under caution once again, and we'll be back with more of our live coverage in just a moment from Atlanta Motor Speedway.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone.
Finally, after 49 years, you now have a soft drink that not only refreshes your thirst, it refreshes your sport. Drink accordingly.
So we're breaking up.
Sorry.
Well, we both love nuggets.
And I love that about you.
Just a tender and juicy.
The thing is, you're sweet and sour, and I'm honey mustard.
Don't look at me. I'm barbecue.
Wendy's 99-cent nuggets, the best bet in chicken.
There's no need to go anywhere but the Home Depot for your lawn and garden. We've got it all.
You can get wheelbarrows, you can get fertilizer, you can get
tools, shovels, rakes, hose,
bushes, shrubs, trees.
You're going to get a better deal than you would somewhere else.
You can get everything you need for your yard right here.
You should be able to get it all in one spot. I'm sorry you travel so much.
Grow a thick, green, beautiful lawn with Scott's Turf Builder. One bag covers 5,000 square feet, and it's at the guaranteed low price every day at the Home Depot.
What's the matter, clown boy? You need to make a call, but you don't have the change. Cheer up, Spunky, there's a way. Just use 1-800-COLLECT. It's 10 cents a minute every evening. Saves a bundle of cash, you can talk longer, too. Go ahead, make some calls. That's great. Mine's 1-800-COLLECT, 10 cents a minute every evening.
Caution still out here at Atlanta. Should be going back green here in just a few more minutes. Well, we have hockey coming up on the Deuce tonight at 7:30 Eastern Time. Fire on Ice features the New Jersey Devils against the New York Rangers. 7:30 tonight, ESPN2's Fire on Ice. Well, Dale Earnhardt stayed out and led a couple of laps and accomplished a couple of things when he did so. First of all, he picked up some bonus points from himself. And he also gave Chevrolet a leading lap.
And Dale Earnhardt is back in. He spent some time in the pits. We're obviously going to make some kind of adjustment. Oh, this is the stop a moment ago. I'm sorry. On tape. And we see him making an adjustment. See the thing they threw out of the right front? Mm-hmm. Looks like a part of a spring rubber or something they jerked out of the right front. So that will make the car a little bit looser getting in the corner.
That was good strategy on their part. They were running back in about 25th position. There are only 29 cars on the lead lap. And so he didn't give up much, and he gained 5 bonus points. And if the skies had opened up and rained, he would have won the race.
Yep.
So, and then apparently they figured, well, maybe it's not going to rain, so better come on in and make that pit stop. Good strategy.
In the lead right now is Todd Bodine. And second and third are the Yates cars. Kenny Irwin and Dale Jarrett in that order. There's Jerry Punch with a good crew chief story.
Well, you're looking at Richard Slugger Labby, who is the new crew chief for Kenny Irwin, but he's also the old front tire changer for DJ, Dale Jarrett. And Slugger, you're up here changing tires for DJ, but watching your young man, Kenny Irwin, pretty impressive.
Yes, he is. I mean, last thing he told me this morning when he got in the car, he said, hey, we come to win this race. And, man, if we can finish 1-2, that'd be a great day for Robert Yates. I mean, we've had some bad luck this year, and it'd be a great day for everybody, Texaco and Quality Care, if we could finish 1-2, which is like what we want to do, you know.
With you calling the shots down on the 28 now, at least prior to the race day setup, how close are the 28 and 88 when it comes to the setup and chassis?
I could show you the setup sheets, and the wheel weights are within 1 pound of each other. I mean, they're almost identical. I mean, Todd Parrott, he's been good to myself, and Robert and Raymond Fox. I mean, I'd be lost without Raymond Fox. I mean, he's like a right-hand man. 28 team's a very good team. We're just looking to improve. We got a lot of young talent, and we want to win races.
Now, when do you get to be off the tire changing crew, get to be down there and actually be calling the shots for the 28?
Well, me and Robert are still talking. I mean, we got to do what's best for both teams, not just the 28, but the 88, and we'll get it worked out in a couple weeks.
Anyway, congratulations on the promotion.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Look forward to it.
Richard Slugger Labby promoted to crew chief for Kenny Irwin, although he is still the tire changer because he's so doggone good at that. He is the tire changer for Dale Jarrett, and they want to keep him here if they can because he is one of the best.
That might be the first. I've seen a crew chief changing tires on another car.
Here's the last pit stop that Dale Jarrett made. We see there's Slugger on the right front changing the tire. Checked it off. Tosses it aside. Throws the other one on. Grabs the wrench. Tightens the lug nuts. Now back around the other side. Taking the nuts off. Jack goes up. Mike Ford gets the jack up in the air. On. Let's go. Attaboy. Good pit stop. Bill Weber.
Well, down here in the Kenny Irwin pits, Raymond Fox is one of the guys calling the shots today. Give you some equal time. Slugger's down there saying you guys are having a heck of a day, and you are.
Yeah, we are. We just got to keep it this way. We're having a heck of a good pit stops, and me and Robert's talking about changes, and Slugger calls down here every once in a while to see how we're doing. But right now, we just want to finish in the top 5. Possibly would like to win the race, but 1 and 2 would be real good.
You do have a hole in the grill, is that correct?
Yeah, he's complaining about a little bit tight off, and maybe that's a little bit of it, but we're going to try to work on it on the next few stops, and but we're running pretty good right now, so we don't want to do a whole lot.
Okay, that's Raymond Fox, and that's what Kenny Irwin said. Don't make any changes. We're running real well. Here's Ray Dunlap.
Well, Bill, it's good to see Todd Bodine back up at the front in the Tabasco car. You know, in the last 6 November races here at Atlanta, there have been 2 Pontiac wins, 2 Chevrolet wins, and 2 Ford wins. But in the March race, been quite a while since we saw a Pontiac win. As a matter of fact, it was back in 1961. The guy's name was Bob Burdick. You may not remember that, but Todd Bodine would like to change that today.
I remember Bob Burdick. I was in that race.
Were you?
Danny, you hadn't started with us back then, I don't think.
No. I saw that a moment ago on the Raymond Fox board. It said, winners never quit, quitters never win. Yep. Keep at it.
Pretty good philosophy to live by. Let's look at a First Plus Financial Field Summary as you see where everybody is at the moment. They're the top 15.
Look at Kyle Petty back in 14, started 39th.
Michael Waltrip in 15th there. 16 through 30 now with 29 cars on the lead lap. Dale Earnhardt was leading till a few laps ago, now drops back to 25th. And the rest of the field here at the Prime Star 500. We'll be right back.
We robots do all kinds of dirty work for you. Now you make us more and more like you. Your work here is done.
Don't miss Robots Rising. Discovery Channel's look at the cutting edge of robot technology. Premiering March 15th at 9 Eastern and Pacific on the Discovery Channel.
Thanks for creating us. Now, get out of the way.
Are robots our new best friends or our worst nightmare? Find out on the Discovery Channel and Cox Cable.
Cox customers get $20 off each ticket to the Broadway blockbuster musical Miss Saigon, playing at Chrysler Hall March 4th through the 28th. Musical critics and audiences agree it is a must-see, compelling, electrifying, and emotional. To take advantage of this exclusive offer, just call Ticketmaster or visit any Ticketmaster outlet or Scope box office and tell them you want the Cox Customer Appreciation Discount, B-type ticket. Offer good on selected performances only.
The world's elite in women's tennis take to the hard court in Indian Wells in the year's first $1 million event, the State Farm Everett Cup. Quarterfinal action Tuesday night at 12:30 on ESPN2.
Every 10 seconds or so, a stop sign goes up somewhere in America. And every 30 seconds, a traffic light goes up. It's as hard on your car as it is on you. It's stop and go, stop and go, stop and go driving. Use Pennzoil, formulated for today's stop and go driving. Stop, go, Pennzoil. Next time you purchase Pennzoil Motor Oil, get a free subscription to your favorite magazine. See store for details.
Now there's a tire that can survive even this. The Goodyear Eagle F1 Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, Goodyear Run Flat technology lets you drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety, so you won't get stuck with a flat. Serious technology, freedom from worry. Eagle F1 Run Flat.
Serious freedom.
Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
The scene is Atlanta Motor Speedway, about 30 miles south of Atlanta in Hampton, Georgia. And we're past the halfway part of the Prime Star 500. Here's the Bud Race recap. Todd Bodine currently the leader. He's led 40 of the first 170 laps, 22 lead changes, 5 caution periods for 35 laps, averaging just over 130 miles an hour. Here are the guys who have picked up 5 bonus points for leading a lap. And we have a few more. Dale Earnhardt, the most recent leader. He has led 2 laps. And also today, Johnny Benson led 1.
That's 11 different leaders so far.
We have 3 cars out of the race. Jimmy Spencer, Mike Skinner crashed, and Gary Bradbury also out of this event.
Spencer and Bradbury both lost an engine in their cars today. You see Dick Trickle, the Heilig-Myers Ford Taurus.
We mentioned that Junie Donlevy scheduled for surgery today. Let's get more from Jerry Punch.
Go find out 35 car took right.
Bob, we are told from down here in the Heilig-Myers pit that within 30 minutes in Richmond, Virginia, at approximately 2 o'clock Eastern time, Junie Donlevy, 73 years of age, will go into the operating room to have an aortic valve replaced. Now, you know how a lot of surgeons play music in the operating room? I think Junie's requested that they run the audio from the race so we can update how his driver is doing. And right now, talking to Tommy Baldwin, you guys, your driver, Dick Trickle, doing awfully well after a number of adjustments.
I tell you, we got a real good long race set up in this Heilig-Myers Ford Taurus. I wish this rain would stop it, so we can get going racing. We're just hanging out in 4th place there, just, buying our time, trying to get some laps. A lot of these guys can only go about 30, 40 laps. We can go a good 50 laps. We're real confident, and today I think we can get back in the top 5, and I'm real proud of everybody back at the shop. Junie Donlevy's getting operated on right now, and hope everything going well over there. And I also like to say hi to my buddy Steve Park, who's in the hospital right now. Hope you watch it, bud. I'm going to try to win this one for you guys.
So a lot of emotion in this pit. Tommy Baldwin, by the way, one of Steve Park's best friends, a former crew chief when Steve was in the modified ranks. And Donlevy, guys, 14 of the 50 greatest drivers in NASCAR history drove for Junie Donlevy. Fred Lorenzen, Joe Weatherly, and our own Benny Parsons among those 14 who drove for the legendary car owner, Junie Donlevy.
Let's see if we can talk to Dick Trickle and see what he's got. Dick Trickle, this is Benny Parsons up at ESPN. Do you read me?
Yo, we read you, Benny.
How's everything going, Trickle? Looks pretty good up here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful day at Atlanta, Monty. We got a little loose one time there and got out of the top 5. The body got up underneath it. Got a little loose going in the stream, but we collected up and we're back in the hunt here. So, Ohio gave you a good car here. We're just trying to tweak it, get the turn just a little bit better, and we're going to go on.
What happened going to turn 1 that time? Did you almost run in the back of Todd Bodine? Is that what caused you to go way high?
Yeah, they slowed in front of me a little bit, and I got up to the high side. I think she started racing a little bit. Nobody else was up there running that groove in. And 5 car got up behind me and lifted me up a little bit. Had to collect it up, but here we are, ready to race.
Well, good luck to you.
Trickle right now in 7th position as he and the others are still at reduced pace here because of another shower that passed over the track. They have brought out some drawing equipment, but they're beginning to move back to their assigned spots, so we should be going green here before too much longer.
Frank, I'm thinking about moving to another swamp.
Oh, really?
I'm just not comfortable living in a swamp where assassination attempts are taking place. Every loon with a vendetta, every snake with a sinus headache frightens me.
Hey, snap out of it, Louis. Everybody knows it was you.
Oh, Frank, I had no motive. I love Budweiser, and I love the frogs.
Oh, yeah, you're good buddies. I forgot.
Excuse me, if you would remember last summer, I invited them to that barbecue.
Yeah, well, Louis, you wanted to cook them at that barbecue.
But at least I invited them.
Oh.
You wouldn't have invited them at all.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the SCORE Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
Son, you got to dig deep. You got to dig deep. Stay back. Remember when you were 6 and we took you to McDonald's for your birthday party? All the kids, all the fun. All for you, son. For you. Remember that day, son? Remember when someone stole your fries, but we never found out who? Never found out. It was him.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
That was close.
There's only one television service people feel this good about. Primestar Satellite TV, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction. It's that good. Call 1-800-PRIME-STAR or visit your local Radio Shack.
Oh, man.
Hey, Dale. Hey, thanks. Sure, no problem, Bob. Hey, it may not be much, but I think the right end is lifting just a little bit in the turns.
I'll have it checked out. Thanks.
Okay. Sandy Kelly.
Sure will.
Be good.
Back to Atlanta Motor Speedway where the shower is over and we are within a couple of laps of getting the green flag once again. Todd Bodine is the leader of this race. Right behind him is the 28 car of Kenny Irwin. Now let's look through Kyle Petty's windshield. Doesn't look like there are any raindrops on there. You see this onboard camera as a sponsorship from Players Inc. Well, tell me more about that, Ray.
Well, Bob, basically it's designed so that the folks at home will get to know these guys, not just by their name, but by their face. And this is John Burroughs. He plays for the Atlanta Falcons. John, the rumor down here is you're hooked on this NASCAR thing.
I tell you what, I'm a race fan for life now. I got to go to my first race last year in Talladega. And, you know, with Players Inc. being involved with the Kyle Petty Racing, or the Petty Racing team, and Kyle Petty, the 44 and 43 car, fantastic, man. Being able to be down here in the pits and pull some tires and throw the sign around, I tell you what, I'm having the time of my life.
Well, this guy plays defensive end, but he looks pretty small, doesn't he? Well, really, the deal is he's a lot bigger than me, guys. You know, one of the good things about having a football player down here is if the car falls off the jack, you can just go out there and pick it up for him.
I'm telling you what, these guys over here that are doing the crew, the jackmen and stuff like that, they'll throw the car around easier than a football player can. These guys are amazing. We're having a great time here today. It's just a pleasure for Players Inc. to be involved in this.
Well, that's what it's all about, having fun. Now let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch.
How about that? Athletes hooked on sports, right? Let me show you. You had the jet dryers out a moment ago. It is not raining, folks. What the jet dryers were doing was blowing this debris off the racetrack. These big chunks of rubber that are all over the track. This one was actually matted in the grill of one of the lead cars that came in a moment ago. And, Bill, this kind of debris can cause a problem, right?
Kenny Irwin actually has a hole in his grill. Now, normally you'd come in under caution. You take this lacquer thinner, pour it on this rag, clean off the grill. Then you take the tape and stick it on there. Because it's cleaner, because you use this, the tape will stick better. Unfortunately, they're doing 18-second pit stops. They don't have time to clean the grill. When Kenny comes in next time, they'll just take some tape, slap it up there over the hole, and hope that corrects the problem.
The green flag waves and competition resumes in the Prime Star 500.
And remember, 5 green flag laps and they'll get the halfway money. We've already gone past the halfway, but the leader will pick up if whoever's in front after 5 green flag laps gets to 10 grand.
Kenny Irwin is like a rock came off that corner, like he was shot out of a canyon, or should I say cannon?
Out of a cannon into a canyon.
And right by Todd Bodine.
We understand that the 35 car of Todd Bodine is not eligible for the halfway money.
Okay, Kenny Irwin is. So he wants to get it.
Now it looks like that Dale Jarrett had a notion to try the inside of Todd Bodine. Let's see what happens as they come off the corner.
Nothing this time.
Jarrett stays back there in third.
Mark Martin has just quietly worked his way up to fourth.
That fourth car in line there is not the fourth place car in the order. That is Brett Bodine, and he is in 30th position, a lap down. There is Mark Martin, who's fourth. And right behind him is Terry Labonte.
Terry has hung in there and been good all day long.
And Jarrett got another good run.
Yeah, Todd slipped a little bit that time coming off the turn 4, but he blocks the inside of the racetrack and keeps Jarrett back there. We're getting off of turn 2 over there right now. Kenny Irwin not getting off turn 2 quite as good as Todd Bodine, and Todd run right back in on him.
Cars now running average speeds of 187 miles an hour as they try to win that $10,000.
I'm working on Irwin. Get back up there.
Mark trying to get by Brett Bodine on the outside.
Tiptoe around on that outside, especially coming off of a little bit of a sprinkle.
That's a good way to explain it, Ed. Tiptoeing. That's about what it looked like with those guys going on the outside. Let's watch Mark Martin as he goes down the backstretch. See, up to 190. Well, he's in the middle of the corner now. His speed should be going. Having some problems with their Tabasco hot zone today.
Kenny Irwin has won the $10,000 for not at the halfway mark, but at the lap eligible for the halfway money.
First in his career that he's picked that up.
Here's Jeremy Mayfield and Dick Trickle as they battle.
Mayfield trying to take over the position.
And that would be for 9th spot. Mayfield has 9th, Trickle in 10th. First 3 cars have pulled away now a little bit from Mark Martin and the others. There's the separation. Isn't very much, but the real battle up front is among 3 cars.
Well, one thing that helped them to pull away from Mark Martin is they got around Brett Bodine early after the green flag failed, and Mark had to chase him for a few laps, and then when he passed him, as we said, he had to tiptoe around, so that cost him a little bit of time too. We'll see how that works out now that Mark has free racetrack between he and the 3 leaders.
You know what, Todd Bodine is doing a pretty doggone good job with those 2 tires, Ned.
Yeah, he just changed 2 tires. That was a while back with the caution, but he got out first, just changed the 2 tires, and they're working well for him right now.
So that might be something they'll put in the back of their mind, come down to a pit stop with just a few laps to go, I would imagine he'd stick on 2 tires because we can see there is speed there. As Rusty Wallace trying to pass Dick Trickle. Got to move him into the 10th spot.
Jeff Burton there in the 99, just outside the top 10.
Burton in the 99 car, the X-side car.
18th in the point standings entering today's race. Goes to the inside of Rusty. Falls in behind him.
Darrell Waltrip going back into the garage one more time. He's been in the garage several times today. And Darrell's being shown 39th place, 62 laps down.
I think Darrell is using this as a test session today, Ned. His car is not hammering, so I think he's going back in the garage, changing springs, changing the entire setup on the car, coming back out and see how that works versus what he had.
I think that's probably what he's doing.
There is Jeff Gordon, the defending series champion, back in 13th position, about 4.5 seconds behind the leader. He has not led so far this race, and he has been as low as 38. That occurred on lap 83. There's Brett Bodine, the Paychex Ford Taurus, number 11. He's a lap down. Kyle Petty in 14th spot on the lead lap. There are the highs and lows of Kyle's day. He has also not led a lap.
And guys, we wondered if Mark Martin, once he had that clear racetrack between he and the leaders, what he might be able to do with it. Here's what he's been able to do with it. He's moving in on it.
Closing in as they go by Hut Strickland, Circuit City Chevrolet. Mark Martin just now 3/4 of a second behind. Ever see some of the guys reporting from the pits that Dale Jarrett is a little tight off. That means he's pushing off the corner. Watch as he goes down in the corner, stays on the white line. Now he's back on the accelerator, and if his car leaves that white line, that would be an indication that he's tight. Really couldn't tell from that shot.
And that might work itself out as they get a few more laps on the tires.
Now we'll watch again as Jarrett goes to the corner. Now he's on the gasoline. If he's see how he gets away from that white line?
Yep.
That's the pushing condition off the corner.
Much sooner than Todd Bodine did.
Exactly.
And all those overhead shots are courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam. Well, Kenny Irwin, the leader of this race, although he's a rookie, he has competed here at Atlanta. In fact, finished 25th here last year after starting in 8th position. Now Jarrett has the tried to get the inside position on Bodine, but didn't do it.
Well, he had a run on him coming off turn 4, but that thing pushed up just a little bit on him, and that negated the pass.
Fastest lap that last one was Mark Martin. Rusty Wallace second, and the leader Irwin third quick that lap.
You see, Mark Martin was over a half-mile-per-hour faster than Kenny. And you see Todd Bodine's car is going up the racetrack. This one in the middle corner, that's like a loose condition, like he's chasing the back end up the hill.
And probably that two-tire change is coming into play now, being that they've run about 12 or 15 laps.
Jeff Burton also moves up. He passes Dick Trickle and goes to 10th spot. So Jeff Burton works his way into the top 10. Again, we see Mark Martin with the fastest lap.
Look at that, over almost 2 miles per hour faster than the leader, Kenny Irwin. So Mark Martin, you're right, getting closer and closer to the front.
Kenny Irwin about to lead his 56th lap of the race. He has led more laps than anyone else. Todd Bodine second in that order. John Andretti, who led 33, has not been in contention for quite a while, and he's listed back in 20th spot. The top 5 are Irwin, Bodine, Jarrett, Martin, and Labonte. Back in a moment.
It starts here. It starts here. It also starts here and here. And it all starts right here at Walmart, home of the EverStart battery. All the cold cranking power your truck, car, boat, or more will ever need. Power you can count on when you need it most. And since it's at Walmart, you can also count on a good price. EverStart. The name says it all.
At Plank Road, we don't do everything well. Fortunately, beer is something we do well. Ice House, thanks and enjoy.
When you're not sure if it's a black wire or a yellow one, ask the folks in the red vest. They'll shed some light on the problem and make sure you don't get your wires crossed. That's why Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Meet Duke, cop. He loves his job. And the third door in his Chevy S10. It's one of a kind. Just like Duke. Chevy S10, like a rock.
Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. Even at 35 degrees below zero, nothing outperforms Mobil 1.
We've got a good competitive Winston Cup race going on here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Almost to the 200 lap mark. We'll run 325 today. Kenny Irwin in the Haviland 28 is the leader. Jarrett second. And Mark Martin has moved to third as Todd Bodine drops to fourth.
Right now we got 3 of those Ford Taurus up front. Of Pontiac is in fourth, and Chevrolet is in fifth. We talked about it at the very top of the show, this Ford Taurus. New in Daytona this year. Last week at Las Vegas, they ran, as they run across the traffic. Last week in Las Vegas, the win was so convincing. They had 13 of the top 14 positions. NASCAR took a quarter-inch off the rear spoiler, and looks like that did not bother them too much.
And we talked about this during our weekend coverage, but for those of you just joining us today, a quarter of an inch may not sound like very much, but that's spread across a spoiler that is, what, 57 inches wide?
Yeah, it's going across the entire deck bed, which is 57 inches wide, as we see.
Martin. Yeah, he has slowed, Bob. I don't know what happened, but he is definitely off the pace.
Wow.
He's running right behind Dale Jarrett right on his bumper and now falling back.
Losing positions as here comes Jeff Burton to the inside. So does Bobby Labonte. And wow, that 6 car just dropping back like a rock. There goes Jeremy Mayfield. And he raises his hand. He heads for the bottom of the racetrack.
That's sort of an indication of maybe a cylinder, Benny. They might have lost a cylinder.
Oh, he's got a flat tire.
Flat tire, okay.
Down to Jerry Punch.
That is exactly right. Remember, I showed you Mark Martin's tires early. He had a right rear that was really coming down to the cords. That time by, he said, I think I got a tire going down. As you see the Valvoline crew on the wall, waiting for last week's winner to come down pit road. And unfortunately, now he is on the apron, headed in at 45 miles an hour. And they are going to remind him that NASCAR, from right where that line he went by a moment ago, that white line, they measured the speed on pit road at 45 and no more. Here's the Valvoline crew waiting for him to come in. They will change right sides, and I would imagine left sides as well. Still not sure which side it is. They will indeed change all 4 tires. So from victory lane a week ago to problems in Atlanta, those are going to change the right sides only. 9.8 seconds as he is down and away with 2 right sides only.
Tremendous pit stop, but he went a lap down because he had lost a third of a lap before he came into the pits. Robert Presley coming in for an unscheduled stop.
I see Rick Mast leaving. I would imagine he blistered the right rear tire, and his car got extremely loose. He probably didn't have a flat tire, but Jerry Punch will be able to tell us in just a second.
And here's Todd Bodine also dropping back. Oh, we have a car in the wall up in turn 2.
Eric Tope, the gum-out car.
And he's coming back down across the track, down on the low side of the track now. The leaders are coming around, but he gets out of the way.
Wow, heavy damage to the gum-out car.
Boy, what a tough break for Mark Martin.
Yeah.
Having to stop under the green, and now everybody else will be able to stop under caution. Bill Weber?
Just a quick update on Todd Bodine. He has reported to his crew that he has a skip in the engine. It is intermittently missing. This could give them a chance to check it under caution, but a great run could be soured by a potential engine problem for the Tabasco Pontiac.
Well, they talked about a problem in practice before qualifying. Remember, they talked about a fuel pickup problem, and they were able to get that fixed in time to go out and qualify. What a great qualifying run he had, but hopefully that is not something reoccurring as we see the safety crew over to check out Derek Cope.
Looks like the left side of the car.
Yeah, the left
impact there.
The left side is obviously what made the impact with the wall. I'm guessing he goes in the corner and spins, does a 180 and smacks the wall with the left side.
Well, let's take a look and see what did happen.
See Mark Martin, as you talked about, leaving the pits, and yes, Cope goes in the corner, goes around and smacks the wall with the left side, and that's hitting that wall with at probably 175 miles per hour. Right along with Derek Cope. Let's just listen how much impact we hear.
Oh, tire blew. What'd you say?
You heard the tire blow.
Yep.
Without any kind of warning.
Wow. All right. We have those on the lead lap on pit road for a lot of service here. And Terry Labonte is in.
Left side, right side's already on, left side's on, and away he goes.
Dale Jarrett also on pit road. They're completing his stop. He's waved away. Kenny Irwin also getting the stop completed, and he's down. And will be the first out.
He's right there at the end of pit road, and all he has to do is just accelerate a little bit, and he's out with his pits.
As the rest of the cars, and there we see the tire off Derek Cope's car. That's the tread or the cap off the tire. You see the helmet is off Derek Cope.
Still working to get him out of the car.
That was a very dramatic shot that we saw from the in-car camera there, hearing the tire blow, and then there's no way you can react, is there?
And you know, Jerry Punch showed us in the track back just how strong these cars are, made out of a 2x3 box tubing, 2x3 box tubing, and all the roll bars and all that stuff making contact with outside retaining wall. But again, at 175 miles per hour, you're going to have a pretty doggone good lick.
Yep. Mark Martin makes a pit stop, Jerry.
We saw the unscheduled stop a moment ago. They took off two right side tires. Neither one of those tires was flat or blistered, so they brought him back in now to change left side tires, and they're hoping they find a problem with the left side. If not, the problem is somewhere else. The vibration that's caused Martin to think he may have had a tire going down. We'll check and let you know in just a moment.
So no tire was torn up. That's good news. See him checking the pressure real fast and making sure that he doesn't have a tire equalized. There's two tires there, and we saw him check pressure in both those tires. There's the outside tire. And there's an inside tire as well. If those tire pressures are equal, the inside tire flops around and causes a terrific vibration. Now we'll go over and check.
Remember, Mark Martin had a vibration last week at Las Vegas. However, he did manage to win the race. And that was a transmission problem, I think.
As a matter of fact, he told me that it broke the tail housing on the transmission. Jerry Punch?
Well, they're still looking, and thus far everything we've been able to see is that all tires were up, and they're now looking to make sure all the wheel weights were in place. And now Jimmy Finning is talking to his driver, trying to comment that everything is okay. Let's see if I can get over and get a quick comment from Jimmy Finning as to exactly what may have happened with the tires. He's going up to talk to Jack Roush. We'll step up here and get a comment from Jimmy if we can.
Jimmy, what was wrong? Did you have a tire going down?
He thought we had a
He went real bad loose, and he thought he had the right rear go down, but he must got some rubber on it or something, but we couldn't take a chance.
All right, they checked all 4 tires, and apparently they were all 4 up, no blistering, and hopefully the vibration is gone and everything has been settled in the Valvoline pits. And like Jimmy said, you cannot afford to take a chance.
That is for sure. We are under caution because of a crash involving Derek Cope, which happened just a few minutes ago. Let's ride along and listen once again.
Sound you heard was the tire coming apart. We saw him tearing the cap off just a moment ago. That first boom was that cap coming off the tire.
We'll take a break and be back with more live coverage of the Prime Star 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway in just a moment.
This safety tip brought to you by Virginia Power.
When using an electric power saw, protect your eyes with safety glasses. Wear sturdy shoes with non-slip soles, and be sure to roll up your sleeves before you go to work. Now, when you're using it, don't overreach. It can cause you to lose your balance or even drop the tool. And check to make sure that the retractable blade guard operates freely without sticking.
For more tips and information, watch HGTV, Home and Garden Television.
Many have witnessed its awesome power. It is a strategic device of immense importance. It can bring into range an entire nation, a single neighborhood, or any segment of the populace. And most remarkable of all, it's growing even stronger as advertisers and viewers use it in record numbers. From Main Street to Madison Avenue, America's sold on cable.
Hampton businesses are sold on cable rep advertising. Call 873-1366 today.
Before I sing the national anthem, there's one thing I have to say. Bring on the funk. Gleaming.
Soft, comfortable Wrangler jeans are perfect when your family's going out for dinner. And no matter how far out you go, Wrangler, real comfortable jeans. Wrangler jeans. Perfect when you're training your dog. Or when your dog is training you. Wrangler. Real comfortable jeans.
As you may have read on the internet, in a national tasting of regular and ice beers, brewmasters and beer experts named Old Milwaukee the best tasting beer in America. And this just in. Old Milwaukee Light has won the gold medal for best tasting light beer, beating every other major light beer for taste. Judge for yourself. Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light, America's best tasting beers.
Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Under caution because of an accident involving Derek Cope. And he is out of the car and on the way to the infield care center where all accident victims are taken for at least a preliminary checkup. Now, Mike Skinner has already made a visit there today after an early crash. He's been transferred to Georgia Baptist Hospital in Atlanta for further tests. The tests they conducted in the infield care center were all negative, and we certainly hope they are when they get to Georgia Baptist. But Derek Cope is the most recent victim of an accident. These overhead shots come to you courtesy of the Pennzoil Copter Cam flying high overhead at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're on lap 212. 211 laps have been completed. Terry Labonte has been put at the front of the field with Kenny Irwin running in second position. Bill Weber has more from pit road.
Well, here's the situation. Kenny Irwin is learning by doing, obviously, as a rookie in NASCAR Winston Cup. Earlier in this race, he led the field back to the caution flight. After he took the caution, he went a little fast into turn one. NASCAR told his crew to make sure he knows to slow down after he takes the caution. Well, this time, after he came off of pit road, he beat the 5 car off of pit road. NASCAR apparently is telling the crew he did not catch up to the pace car fast enough that he was holding up the rest of the field that wanted to get around the track. For that, they've moved the 5 in front of the 28 on the track. The 28 guys are not happy about this, but they just had a big meeting here on pit road. Robert Yates just told his driver, shake this off. We can still have a good run. And the team's getting themselves fired back up for the finish of this race.
Okay.
Yeah, I really like this. We've talked to Raymond Fox. We've talked to Robert Yates with the 28 car, and neither one of those guys have talked about winning the race. They're not putting that kind of pressure on their driver that, look, you've got a best car here, you've got to win that race. And that's the kind of pressure that rookies really and truly do not need.
Well, certainly Irwin has been in contention for the win here, and the last race won by a rookie was in a Robert Yates car. It was Davey Allison in Dover, June of 1987. It's been almost 10 years.
Actually,
over 10 years, yeah.
Well, there hadn't been any sun out to warm up your calculator, Bob. Solar batteries are down.
That's right. So we will have a report and check on the condition of Derek Cope while we take a commercial break. From Atlanta Motor Speedway, we'll be right back. Stay with us for more live coverage.
Screaming, pointing, and praying are all acceptable ways for a NASCAR fan to show their support. Now, there's another. Drink accordingly.
At Pennzoil, we know brutal driving doesn't just take place on a racetrack. It begins at the end of your driveway. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. If this reminds you of your commute, we recommend you use Pennzoil Motor Oil. Pennzoil, formulated for today's stop-and-go driving.
Morning, Bob. Morning, Henry.
Stop, go, Pennzoil. Next time you purchase Pennzoil Motor Oil, get a free subscription to your favorite magazine. See store for details.
There are two sides to every Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo. The side you show the world is up to you.
Where's Rusty going today? 14th century, I think. What'd you get? Italian Renaissance. Nice.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone.
Drivers have been given the signal, one more lap to go. When they come around next time, we'll get the green flag. Mark Martin is on the tail end of the lead lap. The leader of the race is Labonte, Irwin second, followed by Johnny Benson, Kenny Wallace, and Dale Jarrett, your top five. Here's Bill Weber.
Raymond Fox, you left the pits first, but you're second on the leaderboard. What did they tell you about your driver?
Well, NASCAR said that we didn't catch up to the field quick enough, so we beat them out of the pits. That's what counts. Put that behind us, and we'll go racing now and see if we can win this thing.
How is your car?
It's pretty good. It's still a little bit tight. We made a little bit of adjustments. Don't want to do too much, and see how it ends up.
Okay, and they also had enough time to put one piece of tape on that hole in the grill.
All right, the cars are lining up for the restart now.
That car on the inside, Greg Sykes, remember, does not have third gear.
With that inside line needs to be aware of that.
And once again, we see Sachs go to the inside.
Yep, everybody passes by. Martin trying to stay on that lead lap as he stays ahead of Terry Labonte down the backstretch.
Under NASCAR rules, if you're unfamiliar, the caution flag comes out now. The pace car picks up the leader, which would be the yellow car, Terry Labonte. And Emerson battled for the lead. Looked like Kenny Irwin was taking a look on the inside.
He took a look in the tri-oval, but nothing doing at the moment.
Right on the back bumper of Martin.
Martin needs to stay out there. Just hoping for a call. He had that misfortune to make the green flag pit stop. Ooh, there's about to be some trouble back in the back of the pack that could have brought that caution, but they got cleared away. Labonte working hard to put him a lap down.
Almost gets those left side tires in the grass, but is successful in putting Martin a lap down. Here comes Kenny Irwin and the third place car of Johnny Benson. Nope, Benson didn't make it.
Benson is a teammate to Martin with Jeff House cars. Terry Labonte's just been working around there in the top 5 all day long. He might be ready to show his hand now.
Very consistent ride for Labonte, who has never won here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but has finished second in March of 1996. How about the defending Winston Cup champion? He's back in 15th spot now behind Rusty Wallace and Jeff Bodine.
And that's when I made that comment a moment ago in the last lap. That's where that trouble was about to happen. There's a couple of cars side by side, and right in there where Jeff Gordon and Rusty Wallace are, but then they're singled out and everything's okay.
Ernie Irvin come up on the outside of Jeff Gordon, down in 1 on the outside, trying to take the spot away.
Haven't seen much of Irvin today. He's hung in there on the lead lap. Jockeying around back there.
Pretty good battle. Jerry Nadeau in that 13 car is also up there in the battle. He's in 29th spot. This is the onboard with Bill Elliott.
Ernie Irvin had to back off as he closed in behind the Jerry Nadeau car. He had to back off and get in the line between the 24 and 94.
Now we'll switch over to Nadeau and we'll see Bill Elliott on the left.
That's his owner, Bill Elliott, and his teammate. So Jerry, just follow me. Oh, I can't follow you because John Andretti's down there. I see. Cars going by Jeff Bodine, so Bodine back to 15th, now 16th spot as Irvin goes by.
John Andretti there in Richard Petty's car, led 33 laps of this race early, but has been back in the teens and the 20s since then, and he's currently in 18th. Jeff Burton comes up and challenges and passes Benson, and Jarrett now has gone to 3rd. So we have Labonte, Irwin, Jarrett, Burton, and Benson.
And Kenny Wallace still continues to have a good run today. He's in 6th spot. There's the first 3. Sorry, the first 2 with Mark Martin, and there you see the rest of the field is Kenny Wallace right on the back bumper of Johnny Benson.
Wallace's back bumper is Bobby Labonte, followed closely by Jeremy Mayfield in 8th.
Martin is hanging in there tight on those first 2 cars as Irwin goes for the lead.
And here he is moving to the inside up Labonte and taking the top spot. That looked pretty easy. Mark Martin still a lap down, however, positions himself between 1st and 2nd.
Next time by, there will be 100 laps to go.
we promised you the update on Derek Cope. Let's get it from Ray.
Bob, I'm down at the infield care center, and Doug Hewitt, the crew chief on the gun-mount car, just came out. Doug, we saw Derek was holding his left arm whenever he went in. Can you give us an update on how he's doing?
All we know is he's in there. He's talking to Renee, and they're going to take him to the hospital. They just did some x-rays, but they're going to keep him overnight. But he was talking to her, and hopefully he's going to be okay.
Well, that's all real good news, guys. It looks like a possible broken shoulder for Derek Cope.
Wow, this race may have taken a heavy toll on some drivers here this weekend. Steve Park is going to be out of action for several months. Let's hope that Derek Cope's injuries are not so serious that they will keep him out of action for any length of time.
And Mike Skinner is going to be held overnight for observation. All the CAT scan was negative on Mike Skinner, but they want to just keep him around, make sure that everything is okay before they get him out on the street.
On board with Mark Martin, a lap down in 27th. The leader of the race, Irwin, is right ahead of him.
Well, he is working on Irwin, too, to try to get back on that lead lap. Everybody hugging that inside.
Dale Jarrett closes up right on the back bumper of this group.
And in fourth position, and the driver gaining on the drivers in front of him, is Jeff Burton.
He's only 1 second behind the leader, Kenny Irwin.
Jeff's best finish here was a fourth position in March of 1994. He finished 34th in this race a year ago. I should say in the November race here.
Jeff Burton was the fastest car in that last lap. He led the car, and it was the 26 car, John Benson.
And right now, Burton is the fastest.
That lap.
Nope. Hey.
Todd Bodine in the Pontiac is the fastest car that lap. Todd Bodine currently running in 10th spot. Bill Weber, what you got to add?
Well, school's still in session for Kenny Irwin, and it probably will be till the checkered flag falls, but they have told him do not race Mark Martin. Do not race the 6. Protect your tires. Save your tires. So if Mark gets up there, you might see him get 5. The next car Kenny Irwin is racing is the 5.
Probably pretty good advice, huh?
I think it's great advice. Again, you're not trying to win the battle, you're trying to win the war.
And Mark has already had some tire problems today, and he's having to run the car probably a little bit harder right now than he wants to run it, but he has to try to get back on the lead lap.
One of the laps we timed, Todd Bodine was the fastest. Another lap we timed, Dick Trickle was the fastest, and here they are running together in 9th and 10th. Todd Bodine has led 46 laps today.
For Dick Trickle telling them that they're running faster than the leader, getting closer and closer.
These guys are just a little over 5 seconds behind Kenny Irwin, the leader. And there's a good 3-car battle up ahead of those guys. Wallace, Labonte, and Jeremy Mayfield.
And 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Speedway has been one of Bobby Labonte's best racetracks recently. However, in his first 4 events here, no wins or top 5s, 4 laps led, but in the last 6 events, he has 2 wins and an average finish of 8th.
Back up front, Irwin still leads.
Harry Labonte running 2nd, Jarrett is 3rd, and Jeff Burton is in 4th position. 234 laps are complete here at Atlanta with 325 the scheduled distance. As we go to break, take a look at the top 10. We'll be right back.
I'm thinking about moving to another swamp.
Oh, really?
I'm just not comfortable living in a swamp where assassination attempts are taking place. Every loon with a vendetta, every snake with a sinus headache frightens me.
Hey, snap out of it, Louis. Everybody knows it was you.
Oh, Frank, I had no motive. I love Budweiser, and I love the frogs.
Oh, yeah, you're good buddies. I forgot.
Excuse me, if you would remember last summer, I invited them to that barbecue.
Yeah, well, Louis, you wanted to cook them at that barbecue.
But at least I invited them.
Oh.
You wouldn't have invited them at all.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, chili, baby back, rib. I want my baby back, chili, baby back, rib. Barbecue sauce. I want my baby back, chili, baby back, rib. I want my baby chili, baby back, rib. Barbecue sauce. I got my baby back.
Chili's grills like no place else.
Independent rear suspension, dual shocks, and a sway bar. Rick, it's all there.
That's good, because when things get rough out there, suspension is everything.
The Sportsman by Polaris is the best performing, best riding ATV you can buy. Here's why. Other manufacturers use a straight axle that bounces over obstacles, losing traction. Our independent rear suspension hugs the terrain for better traction and a smoother ride. The Sportsman 500 and the all-new Sportsman 335 with shaft drive.
You gotta ride it to believe it.
Come on, baby, let's see what you got. It's gonna be huge. This is gonna be huge.
It's the bargain of the month from Coast to Coast, Superstar, and True Value. This month, there's lots to cheer about with a 6-outlet power strip, a Rubbermaid trash can with wheels and a locking lid, or a 1-gallon gas can.
Go, baby! Go, baby! Go, baby! I told you it was gonna be a gas can. You got the gift. Thank you.
Bargain of the month. It's a very, very big deal.
Yeah!
Now there's a tire that can survive even this. The Goodyear Eagle F1 Run Flat. Even with no air pressure, Goodyear Run Flat technology lets you drive up to 50 miles at 55 miles per hour to safety, so you won't get stuck with a flat. Serious technology, freedom from worry. Eagle F1 Run Flat.
Serious freedom.
Only from Goodyear.
Goodyear, Goodyear.
Bob Jenkins, Benny Parsons, Ned Jarrett, Ray Dunlap, Bill Weber, and Jerry Punch back at Atlanta Motor Speedway. For the Prime Star 500, the Pennzoil Copter Cam is circling overhead, providing these overhead shots.
Well, Martin tried and tried and tried to get his lap back. He got real close while we're going to break, but was not able to do it. He's now fallen back to the 6th car in line.
There was some contact between Irwin and Martin, despite the fact that Kenny was told not to race Mark.
Mark gets a pretty good run off the corner. He tries to go the inside, and Irwin goes down to block the spot, and check that out.
Well, that could have been nasty.
Jerry Punch.
I just asked Slugger Labby, who was the crew chief for Kenny Irwin during the week, who's standing on the wall here. I said, your young guy was told, I guess, not to race the 6 car. He said, yeah, we told him to let the 6 go. The 6 is a lap down. But he said, Doc, he's a typical race car driver. He hates to be passed.
Well, that's understandable. Here's the view from Mark's onboard camera.
Gets a great run off the corner. Wow.
I tell you, if that would have been a lot of drivers other than Mark Martin, that could have been a wreck. Mark Martin's too smart to get up there and take that chance of just driving on in there.
Right in front of the entire field, that wreck would get.
Yeah.
First 6 cars, anyway.
Here's a First Plus Financial Field Summary. Jeremy Mayfield started 26th. The 6th, Kenny Wallace from 24th up to 7th position. And now Terry Labonte is trying to take the lead away from Kenny Irwin. Had a pretty good run here through the tri-oval, but it didn't work.
Irwin's car doesn't seem to be getting off of turn 4 the way that some of the other cars are.
I think he caught I think he caught a lap car that time, Ned, and one reason he's not able to get off that corner as well as he normally would.
Now to Bill Weber.
Or it could be a combination of both that. So Kenny Irwin just told his crew his Texaco Havoline Ford is still too tight. Halfway on this set of tires, still too tight on the 28.
Bill Jarrett right now is close closing in right on the back bumper of Terry Labonte. Labonte's car pushing just a little bit, and there's a slow car, another slow car of Jerry Nathan's. He immediately moves over unless his leaders go by.
Looking on the inside of the racetrack. Smart thing for him to do.
About the 99 where they are. It's about 1 3/4 seconds behind.
Yeah, losing a little bit of ground too, but hanging right in there in fourth place. Probably just taking care of his tires right now.
No laps led for Jeff today, but a good run going for him. Let's check the speeds here as they cross the line. See who's the best.
Well, Jeff Burton was that time. You see the leader ran 182.8. Jeff Burton 184.168. Jeremy Mayfield was second fastest in the 26 car. Johnny Benson was third.
Yep.
There's the first three cars. Kenny Irwin is the leader. Terry Labonte is second. Dale Jarrett is third. Jeff Burton is fourth. And once again, the fastest car. Whoa! Rusty Wallace.
He's running back in 11th position, but had a good lap. There he is.
He's sort of by himself right there.
That was Mayfield. There's Rusty.
Right along with Rusty Wallace, you see there's nothing right in front of him. Nothing at all. Right behind him, though, is Kyle Petty.
Yeah, good run today.
He is running 12th spot.
Yeah, early in the race, in one of the early cautions, he came back in the pits, made an extra pit stop on a caution, and was back at the tail end of all of those that was on the lead lap, but worked himself up there good in the top 15.
Kyle's best finish here was in March of 1989. He came home in 4th position. Right now, he's in 12th. Remain stable up front as a great three-car battle is continuing here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, with Kenny Irwin looking for his first NASCAR Winston Cup victory, pursued by Labonte and Jarrett. We'll be right back.
In an emergency, it's critical for your rescuers to know if you have diabetes, an allergy to medication, a heart problem, or any other medical condition. When you join Medic Alert, your emblem tells them about your condition and shows them the number to call for vital information from your medical file. Medic Alert membership, it's instant identification and so much more. Join now.
Call 1-800-ID-ALERT. That's 1-800-ID-ALERT.
Hi, I'm Mike Joins from the law firm of Joins McCarry. If you're trying to handle a Social Security, workman's compensation, or a personal injury case on your own, the monster of never-ending red tape can swallow you whole. At the law firm of Joins McCarry, we're available 24 hours a day. We offer free consultations, and we'll even come to you.
If you're call Joins McCarry.
Call Joins McCarry. We'll fight for you.
ESPN magazine is gonna be fat, but please, no swimsuits.
Yeah, no bikinis.
No one pieces.
No thongs.
None of that. All nude. Tastefully done.
But definitely all nude.
That's important.
Very important.
Yeah.
To be tasteful.
No multi-million-dollar contracts. No victory laps. Not even a winner's circle. But if you think these weekend warriors who run the SCORE Desert Championship Series take anything for granted, think again. Which is exactly why they run with the Duralast battery from AutoZone. A battery so tough, so dependable, we back it with a 2-year free replacement guarantee. The next time you hit the road, don't settle for anything less.
Skull bone's connected to the neck bone. The neck bone's connected to the backbone. Oh, backbone's connected to the crossbone. Wrist bone's connected to the hand bone. The hand you slam it down.
Back in Atlanta, where there's a great battle up front for the lead, as Dale Jarrett tries to get it away from his teammate Kenny Irwin.
Pulled away from Terry Labonte. Terry might have backed off a little bit. In fact, Terry Labonte has dropped back to fourth. Jeff Burton has moved into third now.
And there is Terry about to lose another position. There he loses fourth, goes back to fifth as Benson comes to fourth.
And he might be just sort of cooling it right now, trying to make it on one more pit stop.
Meanwhile, here the Yates teammates slugging it out on the racetrack.
No cooling it up there. They're just going at it.
When are we going to see pit stops, guys?
I don't know. The question is, how many more times are they going to stop? That might be why Ned was talking about Terry Labonte. He might be just backed off, and we're going to make this on one more stop. Bill Weber, how many more times are they going to stop?
Benny, I think they only want to stop one more time. It all depends if you can protect and save your tires. But right now, Kenny Irwin looking at stopping around lap 270. So he should be able to go to the finish there, definitely on fuel, probably on tires. Down pit road, Terry Labonte.
Well, likewise, his teammate Dale Jarrett should pit around lap 266 to 270. That would put him 62 laps on fuel from his previous stop. The concern is he would have to go 67 laps to make it to the checkered flag. But I believe they would roll the dice. One more stop only for the 88.
Well, as they race up there for the lead, the 99 car of Jeff Burton is definitely moving in on them. And we see Terry Labonte.
He's got some problems, Labonte does. I don't know exactly what it is, but we saw him up there just a moment ago, and now he's falling back to the ninth spot.
You can follow NASCAR racing when there isn't any NASCAR racing going on. Get the latest information, statistics, and news by visiting NASCAR at their website, www.nascar.com, NASCAR Online.
And Jeff Burton is moving in closer and closer on the Robert Yates cars. See there how he did it? Just 10th of a lap here and 10th of a lap there, and right there he is.
He's right on the back bumper.
Now it becomes a matter of car lengths and not tenths of a second.
And I tell you what, I'm sure every one of these guys are looking over off turn 2. There's a rain shower over there.
Oh, boy.
And we hope it's going to miss this racetrack, but if it doesn't, I'm sure if it rains down, what's this racetrack? It would be over.
Well, Bill Weber, what do you hear about Kenny Irwin?
Well, he's not very happy with the performance of his Ford right now. We've told you earlier in the race it was tight. Well, he's just told his crew with a lot of enthusiasm that his car is getting tighter and tighter. They do plan to make an adjustment when he does pit around lap 270, but right now he's busy trying to hold off the 88 and the 99.
Both of them are right on his rear spoiler.
Hard to make a pass on the car. It's got as much horsepower as that thing has down the straightaways.
Burton closing in on Jarrett now for second. Oh, they have to go high because of Ward Burton, who was coming in for a pit stop, and that was a close moment.
Kenny Irwin made a great rookie move right there. I mean, that was a veteran move that he made. Dodge could have been a wreck.
Wow.
Looks like Dale Jarrett is laying back in the corner, backing off a little bit early, trying to get off the corner to get a run down the straightaway.
He's been doing that all day, and Terry Labonte now is making that pit stop, which should be his last one, and Ray Dunlap is there.
Well, I'll tell you, Ned, they were really worried about the way the Hansen was going away on the 5 car. He was leading just a little bit ago and has dropped back to about 12th. Terry says it's all tires, guys. We're just losing it. Hopefully this will be their last pit stop.
And it's going to be a good stop. Less than 18 seconds for Terry Labonte, and he's rolling again.
Great pit stop. And he'll go back out there, and he'll be able to run faster on those new tires. So these others can't afford to stay out there too long. Jeff Gordon coming into the pits now. They can't afford to stay out there too long on those old tires, or Terry Labonte will make up a lot of ground on them.
Jeff relinquishes his 15th position for the stop, Ray.
Yeah, Bob, and it's the exact same situation. Jeff Kitskit said to Ray, boy, we got to get some fresh tires on here. This will be their last stop. They said they can make it. The question is, will there be another caution? If there's no caution, the 5 and the 24 are going to have pretty good track position.
And less than 18-second pit stop for the Rainbow Warriors.
Dale Earnhardt just went a lap down. He is running in the 18th position.
Here come the leaders, cross the line. Of course, Ford will lose a lap, but when these cars pit, they will get back on the same lap. Now, here's that evasive maneuver by Kenny Irwin, and he's, of course, used to running those short tracks and sprint cars, and I think his experience in that helped him there.
He did. Ward Burton was probably running 100 miles per hour slower than he was. Looks like DJ's coming in. Yes, he is.
Well, he's coming down pit road, and Dr. Jerry Punch, he'll be there before long.
Bob expected to be their final stop. They have gone 60 laps exactly. They will have to go 59 more to the finish. I asked about changes. They said no changes. The only thing we're going to change at this stop is we are going to change our luck. We hope to be able to win one finally in 1998. Right side tires are on. They moved the right front tire away. A little bit of rubber separation on the right front. The right rear has been laid down. I cannot see the right rear tire. Left front, Slugger Labby has lug nuts on. Off the tube. He is down and away in 20.2 seconds. Final stop for the 88 car.
That was a couple of seconds, about 2.5 seconds slower than Terry Labonte. He made his pit stop.
Well, we should be seeing Kenny Irwin come in for a pit stop soon. Could be this lap. Yep.
Jeff Burton, both are coming in.
Both coming down. Now, again, we remind you the speed limit is 45 miles an hour. Begins right there. Bill Weber, here they come.
And they've warned Kenny Irwin several times. No speeding. No speeding. He is all the way down at the turn one into pit road. 45 miles an hour. The pressure mounting on this rookie. No driver has ever won his first Winston Cup race at Atlanta. Kenny Irwin's fate may be decided right here. This is expected to be 4 tires, and they are going to try and loosen the car up a little bit. It could be wedge, or it could be track bar. They hadn't decided. Now they go to the rear of the car. Right sides are on. They come around to the left. They put more tape on the grill trying to cover that hole. Up top.
Jeff Burton has got a tough break. He's locked in behind Kenny Wallace's car, and he makes contact with Kenny Wallace. If he does beat Kenny Irwin out of the pits, Rusty Wallace beats him, Johnny Benson, and Wallace beats Irwin out of the pits.
Wow.
Look at Benson trying to get by Rusty Wallace off the corner because they know it's for position. Here they go, trying to drag race out of the pits.
Who's going to win the drag race to turn 3? Oh, Rusty just won't give it up.
He has position. Can he stay there?
That low side of the racetrack is the best place to come up on the left car, and then you go right on by on the outside. There's Ricky Craven. They're still side by side.
And finally, Rusty Wallace will prevail. A great stop by Rusty Wallace and the Miller Genuine Draft Crew.
Let's look at Jeff Burton now as he tried to get out ahead of Kenny Wallace.
He accelerates. Kenny Wallace tries to turn away so he doesn't run into the back of his brother Rusty, and instead runs into the 99 car.
Well, that is a big traffic jam. There is contact, and Irwin down on the inside, he really got hurt on that pit stop. Kenny Irwin lost a lot of time on that particular pit stop. Dick Trickle has stayed out there. He's leading the race.
Now,
he just pitted. Okay, he was leading. Kyle Petty's headed behind the wall. We talked about him a moment ago, running so good, having a good run. He's headed into the garage area.
And there's his onboard cameras. He pulls back into the garage area. The cycle is complete of pit stops, and Dale Jarrett is the leader of the race, with Bobby Labonte second, then Jeremy Mayfield, Jeff Burton, Rusty Wallace, and more on Jarrett from Jerry.
Well, Bob, they are holding their breath in the 88 pits. Why? Because for the first time today, we have seen the right rear tire chunk on that pit stop. Not only was the outside shoulder, but the inside shoulder as well had chunks missing. There is the right rear tire that came off the 88 car. That tire ran 60 laps. He will have to run 60 to make it all the way to the checkered flag, and he wouldn't have made it much more on that right rear.
So what that means is we're going to see an exciting finish to this race. There could be tire wear involved. Dale Jarrett won this race in the spring last year, and boy, it has been a long, long time since a driver won back-to-back spring races here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. You have to go back to 1968 and 69. Back with more after this.
How do NASCAR drivers relax after the race? They do a little fishing.
Good fishing hole. Great fishing hole. You bet. I wonder why nobody else is here.
Uh-oh. Fortunately, most drivers start with Excite NASCAR Select, the official battery of NASCAR, engineered to start high-compression engines that demand nearly twice the starting power of your car.
Hey, who took all the fish? He did.
Excite NASCAR Select, because winter can be a real bear. Available at these stores.
You're all set. Have a pleasant flight.
Here you are, sir. A two-door spec.
Spec?
Our junior executive suite.
Supersize me.
Sure. What would you like?
I don't care. Just supersize me. Did somebody say McDonald's?
Once you see satellite TV, you gotta have it. The picture, the sound, all the channels. Thing is, which one do you get? I got Primestar. Know why? Primestar is the only company that stands behind their satellite system with the risk-free guarantee. If I've got a problem, I'm covered. Plus, Primestar was ranked #1 in customer satisfaction by J.D. Power & Associates. Primestar. Every decision in life should be this easy.
Primestar Satellite TV. It's that good. Call 1-800-PRIMESTAR or visit your local Radio Shack.
Isn't that a pretty sight?
So how many miles?
50? 90. 90,000 miles. Shoot, that's just getting broke in for a Chevy.
Is that a scratch?
Scratches give character.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Women like character.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Whew, what'd you step in?
We welcome you back to the Primestar 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, riding along with the Primestar car driven by Ted Musgrave. He's a lap down in 25th position at the moment. And ESPN's NASCAR Winston Cup coverage will continue on the 22nd. The race, the actual coverage of qualifying begins on the 20th, Friday, with Bud Pole qualifying. The Diamond Hill Plywood 200 for the NASCAR Busch Series is on Saturday, the 21st. And then our happy hour coverage at 6:30 on ESPN2. NASCAR today at noon on Sunday, and then our coverage of the Trans-South Financial 400 from Darlington will begin at 12:30 Eastern Time. Well, what happened on the racetrack? I was busy with the
It was about to be really a big deal with the leaders as they were running behind traffic. Dale Jarrett had been running behind Todd Bodine and the 41 car of Steve Grissom. And they come up, Todd Bodine comes up on Grissom, maybe a little bit of contact there. Jarrett had to really get on the binders, and look at Bobby Labonte come into the picture here now. He zooms up through there in the interstate battery's Pontiac and passes Jarrett and takes the lead.
Just like he was shot out of a canyon.
That's right. And this is the first time that Bobby Labonte has led today. He becomes our 14th different leader. And remember, we told you all day when we came on the air, we told you how well Bobby Labonte does. And again, we see some raindrops on the camera lens.
But Jeff Burton, let's don't forget about him. There he is.
He got caught there in the pits, or had that little almost mishap there in the pits. He got behind a little bit, but he's worked his way back up to third now. He is definitely gaining on the leaders.
We see that he's gained 0.6 of a second on the leaders. And look at that, 29.6 and the 30.1. Just how consistent they are. And folks, we saw that pit stop just a moment ago. And last year, over the years, we've talked about what an advantage is for the champion to get that first pit. Here, Kenny Irwin, he's in the first pit. And here's the line that they determine what the positions go for on the caution flag. Now, this is on the green flag. You see, Kenny Irwin moves. On a caution flag, he would be in front of every one of these cars back here. But since it's a green flag and they have the acceleration factor going for him, each one of those cars will pass him before he gets back up to speed.
Which they can legally do.
And because of that, Kenny Irwin, instead of...
Whoa, and Bobby Labonte's in that same heavy traffic, and he's about to get caught up to come up on Ricky Rudd.
And the car going a lap down is the guy who started second and led part of this race, Todd Bodine. He's 17th and a lap down. Kyle Petty is out of the race. Ray Dunlap.
Well, he sure is, Bob. The Hot Wheels Pontiac had a pretty good run out there. Seems like it might be a Pontiac day, almost in position for a top 10 for you today.
Yeah, but being in the top 10 is not a Pontiac day. You know, I hate it for Hot Wheels and for Players Inc. This was their special race, and for free prepaid phone cards, all our sponsor. That's back at Neil right there, Goldberg. That's just a little jab right there. But you know, for me, you know, it's still a Ford show. You know, it's pretty obvious that I blow a motor, and it's pretty obvious that this is a Ford-dominated race. And you know, I hate to stand here and whine about it, but quarter inch didn't really do much to him, I guess.
Well, guys, over the years, Petty Engineering has 6 victories here. It won't be today, but those Pontiacs are running pretty good.
Well, it's one out front right now, that's for sure. Bobby Labonte.
Indeed, with the Ford of Dale Jarrett second, the Ford of Jeff Burton third, the Ford of Jeremy Mayfield fourth, and the Ford of Rusty Wallace fifth. So Bobby Labonte carrying the Pontiac colors here, maybe to victory. Back in a moment.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Let them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo.
Animal.
Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
Michael came onto the scene in IndyCars as a winner. I'm very proud of the fact that he's carrying on the Andretti name. I'll never forget the first really competitive pass that he did on me. We banged wheels a little bit, and he was gone. Adios, Dada.
The Andrettis rely on the same Haviland Formula 3 motor oil you can buy right off the shelf.
That's my boy.
And for your cooling system, get Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze.
How do NASCAR drivers relax after the race? They do a little fishing.
Good fishing hole. Great fishing hole. You bet. I wonder why nobody else is here.
Uh-oh. Fortunately, most drivers start with Excite NASCAR Select, the official battery of NASCAR, engineered to start high-compression engines that demand nearly twice the starting power of your car.
Hey, who took all the fish? He did.
Excite NASCAR Select, because winter can be a real bear. Available at these stores.
While these two trucks appear to be exactly the same, there is, however, one measurable difference. The brand of brake pads. Performance friction carbon metallic. The power to stop the best. Ask for them at AutoZone. This is joy.
This is frustration. This is pride. This is humility. This is a sport that's about more than just winning or losing. In fact, it's a sport that's not so much about cars as it is about people. This is racing. This is NASCAR.
ESPN Speed World coverage of the Prime Star 500 from Atlanta Motor Speedway, being brought to you by the more than 1,900 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. By Team Monte Carlo, Chevy, the more cars champions trust. By Texaco, a world of energy. And by Excite NASCAR Select, the official battery of NASCAR. Well, the laps are winding down here, and Bobby Labonte has decided to put his Interstate Batteries Pontiac up front. He has a 2.5 lead over Dale Jarrett and Jeff Burton.
He has unleashed those ponies. He's taken off.
Bill Elliott watches those two cars go by. Elliott is in 16th spot. He's 1 lap down. Never see Michael Waltrip. He is in 15th spot. 1 lap down.
Look at this. The interval between Bobby Labonte and Jeff Burton first to third has gone from a 1.5 to 2 seconds in those 5 laps that we counted.
Every one of those laps for Bobby Labonte except one were in the 29-second range. High of 29, but they were there. Now he's running across some problems trying to get by the 43 car. That, if he can catch the traffic in the right place, he'll be okay. But the traffic is the wrong place because the Labonte's car is working terrific on the very bottom of the racetrack. It's not working very good up on top.
He just put a lap on John Andretti, who's currently running 14th. Andretti was the pole sitter of this race, and so the 76 Racing Challenge money will go up again. $76,000 was the total if Andretti would have been able to win from the pole position here today.
There we see a First Plus Financial Field summary. Now Dale Jarrett had problems with that same traffic trying to go by on the outside. Here he's going by Michael Waltrip on the outside. And that will knock off a couple of miles per hour on that last lap.
It cost you a good half a second. Now Michael Waltrip slows down and heads for the pits.
The last car on the lead lap, as you saw in the First Plus Financial Field summary, is Jeff Gordon running 13th.
He's about a good driver and a 5-iron for being cautious ahead.
Oh, see Jeff Burton trying to take a look on the outside. Couldn't do it. Jarrett dives down to the inside of John Andretti. Last lap by, these two cars lost 3 miles per hour to the leader, Bobby Labonte. This time they were about the same speed.
Coming up next, after our live coverage of this event, the 98 Newsweek Champions Cup Tennis continues live. We have a couple of really good players going at it today.
Who's playing, Bob?
Thank you, Benny. Tomas Muster and Chris Woodruff will be squaring off. Bobby Labonte has come to the front of this race after being very non-spectacular, Ray Dunlap. Bill Weber.
That's okay, Bob. I'm going to tell him you said non-spectacular, too, after the race. But anyway, the crew tells me their car, which, by the way, is the same car he won with here last November, has been very consistent. But they're not sure the tires have been as consistent. So he's been loose, he's been tight. They've had some good pit stops. They had one that was about 21 seconds when they had to change a spring rubber. Their last pit stop was excellent, just a little over 18 seconds. They changed 4 tires, and the car now is better than it's been all day.
That's when you want to get it good, is in that last run. He is hugging that inside and taking off as these guys race for second back here.
Yep. This is about 2.5 seconds behind Bobby Labonte. Jarrett and Burton. There's Labonte coming off the corner. He's going to complete lap 300. We've got 25 laps to go.
Here we see Labonte go down in turn 1. He caught Greg Sachs in a perfect spot, able to dive down to the inside. Did not impede his progress one bit. Meanwhile, Dale Jarrett might be impeding the progress of Jeff Burton right now. But both those cars the last time were faster than the leader, Bobby Labonte.
Well, you wonder, Jerry Punch talked about the tires that came off of Jarrett's car on that last pit stop. If he's been being conservative with it, and which he probably needed to be.
You know, one guy I got to give a call to is Kevin LePage. There he is. He is in 11th spot. I mean, he is a great run going today. And we see where the rookies are running this year. Kenny Irwin, a great run today. He's running in 7th spot. We've seen him all day. Jerry Ney doing 30th, and Kevin LePage is running 11th. So, Joe Paul, Kevin, you guys have done your work today. And another guy who's been up to snuff today is this fella, Bobby Labonte, Interstate Batteries Pontiac.
Labonte's victory last November here was kind of put on the back burner because Jeff Gordon won the championship that same day, but he turned in a great performance then, and it's an equally a good performance now.
And you're talking about Jeff Gordon. We talked a little bit ago where he was running. I said it was a driver and a 5-iron for Benny. It's down to a sandwich now that he's coming up on Jeff Gordon.
Never see the Jared Carr, Jeff Burton. Never see Jeremy Mayfield goes by. Here comes Rusty Wallace. Our points leader is in 5th spot. Good run going for him.
On board with him. Currently 5th leader of the points and the only driver with 3 top 5s in the first 3 races of the year. Now, points were awarded right now. He would have a 49-point advantage on Jeremy Mayfield, who would move into 2nd position, dropping Earnhardt down to 3rd, and Elliott and Gordon would also advance a position. Jeff up to 5th in the point standings, 124 behind. But Gordon is just about to be lapped.
Yeah, it's a cutaway now.
Yes. A short putt.
Yeah.
And right now, he might be fast enough to impede the progress of Bobby Labonte. And I tell you what, those guys don't make too much. I'm talking about Jarrett and... No, I didn't slow him down too much. Here he goes on the inside of Gordon. Talking about Jarrett and Burton. They're closing, folks. Hang on. This is not over yet.
We only got 20 laps to go, and it is anybody's race. Right now, Bobby Labonte has the lead, but there's how close 2nd place Jarrett and 3rd place Burton are. Will Joe Gibbs get another victory here at Atlanta Motor Speedway? When we come back, we'll answer the question.
Giants, schoolers, diamonds, slacks, dogs, hearts, flyers, outsiders, methods, stars, WCW, NWO, kick, smash, fly, trash, punch, throw, bash, it, rules are for fools. It's WCW, NWO,
Sunday, March 15th, live and only on pay-per-view. It's a no-holds-barred event on Cox Cable.
Hi, I'm Mike Joins from the law firm of Joins McCarry. If you're trying to handle a Social Security, workman's compensation, or a personal injury case on your own, the monster of never-ending red tape can swallow you whole. At the law firm of Joins McCarry, we're available 24 hours a day, we offer free consultations, and we'll even come to you.
If you're call Joins McCarry.
Call Joins McCarry. We'll fight for you.
Yeah, my name is Rick. Everybody calls me the Rick. You know, a lot of people make fun of sports enthusiasts. You know, they say, you know, you got to read, you know, like go read some Kafka or something. I look at it as, hey, I don't know to read. I don't have to go read some book about a Cocker Spaniel, a guy who turns into a Cocker Spaniel. Cockroach? Is it a cockroach? Whatever it is, you know. See, that's what I mean. Whatever the Kafka, I've heard about him.
Hey, I'm going to McDonald's. Do you want anything?
Yeah, give me a Big Mac and fries.
Hey, did somebody say McDonald's? Coffee and a cheeseburger.
A number 3, and supersize it.
Cheeseburger, apple pie, Coke, and you have call line 7.
Sorry, fell in the mailroom. Look, we need 4 Big Macs. Could you hurry, please? Thanks. Maybe you got
Yeah.
Right. All right, large fries.
Did somebody say McDonald's?
In racing, the engine is everything.
What? It's the driver.
A driver will never see a finish line without a great engine.
The greatest engine will never see a victory lap without a great driver.
At least they agree on Haviland Formula 3 motor oil, the same oil you can buy right off the shelf. And also try Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze.
The engine's the first thing with the finish line.
Not in Indy cars.
Bobby Labonte leads the Prime Star 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 311 of 325 laps completed. We're following Bobby around the racetrack from the Pennzoil Copter Can high above the facility here. His advantage is about 2.5 seconds over Dale Jarrett. Now more like 2.8 and 3.5 over Jeff Burton.
That was Robert Preston, the next car. And there we see Jarrett come off the corner. We see that Jarrett has put some distance between himself and Jeff Burton. tell you, catching traffic the last few laps while I was on the break, Ned and I watched the cars going. It's been so critical where you're able to catch these cars. As we see Bobby close in on the back bumper of his brother Terry, and Terry's going to let him have the line down to the inside, and that did not slow him down a bit.
Boy, we're seeing history repeat itself. Bobby Labonte has won 2 of the last 3 races in Atlanta. Both times, Jarrett's finished second. That's exactly the way they're running here at Atlanta, with now less than 12 laps remaining.
And Terry Labonte just went that lap down, Bob. He is the top running Chevrolet in this field in 10th place.
So 9 cars now in the lead lap, and Jeff Gordon's woes continue. He drops down off the banking and comes in for a very late pit stop with just about 10 laps to go.
I saw him slow over there about a lap and a half to go, and apparently he felt something go wrong with the tire and said, I don't want to chance it, so let's go to the pits and race.
Well, Ned, that's exactly right. You got to remember, this is a long season, and we're just in the 4th race of the year. They don't want to put the car in the fence. A good finish, even though he's a lap down, is a lot better. So they put on right side tires, and Gordon is down and away.
But he'll have to maintain that 45-mile-an-hour speed limit all the way down pit road before he can accelerate. Right there is the line that indicates that they can accelerate again. His worst finish, remember we told you earlier in the broadcast, his worst finish in 1997 was here last year. And now Labonte continues to have traffic woes out there. He's behind Jeff Bodine.
But he's still pulling away from Dale Jarrett. I think Jarrett has decided, hey, I can't catch him. I'm going to try to ride this thing out in 2nd place and take care of these tires so that he doesn't have to make an unscheduled pit stop.
Joe Gibbs a little nervous. That's about like the last 30 seconds of the Super Bowl and being on the 1-yard line trying to make the decision, do I kick a field goal or try to get in? Man.
8 laps to go, 317 complete.
3-second lead he has now.
The 2 and the 90 have raced together a lot this afternoon. That's Rusty Wallace running 5th and Dick Trickle running in 6th position.
They've raced a lot all their life because they both used to run ASA, and Rusty and Trickle both tell the story about when Rusty first started. He called Trickle to find out what the setup was for all these tracks. And Jeff Burton is falling off the pace.
Still in 3rd position, but not.
I think probably his tires are gone, didn't he? Is there smoke coming from that tire? Somebody said they thought there might be.
Can't see anything right now, but
I think it's tires that have slowed him.
He's trying to hang on because Jeremy Mayfield is about 2 seconds behind him with 7 laps to go. Here comes Jeremy Mayfield off the corner.
Yep. We understand it is tires. Mark Martin just brushed the wall.
And he's coming into the pits.
There's 6 laps to go, and Martin has to make a unscheduled pit stop, probably for a tire change.
Mark's had a tough day here today after one of the biggest days of his career last week at Las Vegas.
See, the right rear tire is flat, actually flat on that car.
He's just thankful to get it back to the pits.
Yeah, in one piece.
When it rains, it pours down.
Now they got to somehow get the jack back around the car. Okay, now.
Those green rims that they're putting on there, those are from Chad Little's. And off the, oh, look at this. Dick Trickle has passed Rusty Wallace. And that moves him to 5th position. Trickle's best finish this year was last week at Las Vegas 16th. And now Wallace takes the spot back.
Now Trickle is slowing down, isn't he? No, I guess not. Thought he was.
I tell you, there's a lot of cars out there with tires that are getting very worn right now.
So Rusty has 5th now as Trickle drops back a little bit. There's Jeff Burton, or rather Jeff Bodine in the 7 car running 24th, 2 laps down. And Johnny Benson goes a lap down in 9th spot.
Remember, he was up there among the leaders a while back. And a car here at Lake Speed, here on the front straightaways, and well, no caution.
Wow.
He's down out of the way.
What a great job. He did a
no caution.
360 and kept going.
And we see the right rear tire is gone on the car, and we see the damage it's done to the quarter panel of the Cartoon Network. Ford, the tire came apart and just ripped the quarter panel almost off.
There are less than 3 laps to go, and NASCAR is not going to waive the caution. Lake Speed is well down off the racing surface in the track apron, and it gives the fans here in Atlanta a green flag finish.
Bobby Labonte will get the white flag the next time around. Trying to put another lap on Ted Musgrave, car number 16.
And Burton is in the wall.
Well, tire situation there,
and
you see.
The caution will come out, and the race will end under caution. Here's Bobby Labonte taking the white and the caution. He's going to win his 6th NASCAR Winston Cup event and his 3rd at Atlanta, and the Prime Star 500 will end under caution.
I don't think the pace car is even going out to pick up the field. It's sitting on the end of pit road, but Bobby Labonte is on the backstretch. And look at Jeff Burton's.
Well, that was the second incident. Here's the first. Lake Speed coming off corner number 4.
You see the right rear tire, and he goes up, smacks the wall. Now, as the tire starts coming apart, it will just disintegrate.
Round he goes.
Well, he didn't do a 360. He did a half spin, but he gathered it in and drove on. And here comes the checkered flag, and it's official as Bobby Labonte has won here at Atlanta his 2nd straight win. He's won 3 of the last 4 Atlanta races. Bill?
Jimmy Maycar, I talked to you on Sunday morning. You said it's not the Pontiac, it's the driver that does so well here, and he did it again.
Yeah, I tell you, it's true. I mean, that little boy can drive a race car when it comes to a lot of racetracks. He's a great race car driver. This is one of the places he has fun driving, and we have fun with this racetrack. It's probably our most favorite racetrack. It's been mine for a long time. You know, things just came together for us when they needed to. We struggled a little early. The car wasn't quite right. It was a little pushy, and then it was a little loose, and so we just kept dialing around with it, and good Lord blessed us that there at the end we got the combination right, and we were able to do what we had to do.
I teased you yesterday about waiting to the last race of the season to end. This year, last race of the season to win, and this year you did it early.
Yeah, boy, that's a good feeling. That really is. I mean, it takes, like I told you, it took a lot of pressure off right now. I mean, you know, we're putting that pressure on ourselves to win. We got that over with. I'm hoping this is just the first of a few for this year for us.
It's the first one for sure. Bobby Labonte wins again in Atlanta.
Here are the results now. The yellow arrows indicate drivers who led a lap, and the double arrows beside Kenny Irwin's name indicated that he led the most. And look at Kevin LePage. He was in the top 10, had to make a late stop for tires, dropped down to 14th, 2 laps down. Dale Earnhardt finished in 13th. And Jeff Burton has got out of his car and is on the racing surface.
Yeah, he drove that car around a couple of times with all those sparks flying, and he brought it across the start-finish line here the last time to be sure he got scored that lap, and then he got down there in turn 1. I guess that's about as far as it would go.
We had 14 different leaders in this race and 29 lead changes. Here are the updated NASCAR Winston Cup points. Jeremy Mayfield moves to 2nd. Then it's Earnhardt, Elliott, Terry, and Bobby 5th and 6th. Jeff Gordon down to 7th. And Mark Martin, Bobby Hamilton, and Jimmy Spencer, the top 10 in Winston Cup points after the 4th event of the year. Bobby Labonte has circled the track and is headed down pit road and into victory circle. Well, this kid is good here, isn't he?
He sure is. I mean, last fall his performance was flawless, and today it looked like early on he had some problems, but at the end he was definitely the man to beat.
In 7 races here in the number 18, he has 3 wins, a 2nd, and a 4th. This win comes in his 161st career start. And Pontiac rolls into a NASCAR Winston Cup victory lane for the first time in 1998. Here's Jerry Punch.
Bobby Labonte in victory lane. Pontiac wins at Atlanta, and Bobby's trying to get unhooked. Hey, Bobby's smiling. Congratulations.
Man, that was awesome, man. This thing, oh, man, I couldn't believe it. We weren't very good there for a while, but I tell you, this thing, these guys did a great job. I mean, they just worked so hard. I like to thank everybody, Interstate Batteries, Shell Oil, Coca-Cola, Easy Care. I'm going to miss somebody. Husqvarna, Pontiac, Goodyear had a great tire today. I knew last year, I was hoping we were going to win one before the last race last year, and I don't think we ought to have any practice anymore. Hey, I got to say hi to my wife, Donna, and Tyler and Madison. They didn't make it this trip.
All right, Bobby Labonte victorious for the 6th time in his career. Bob?
Congratulations to Bobby Labonte, who has won our rain-delayed show. Coming up is tennis. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Now let's go to tennis.
Okay, Corky? Yeah, you got it, man.
To navigate around those confusing, long-winded, long-distance offers. That's why Cox Communications is giving you a direct line to hassle-free long distance with Cox Long Distance by Frontier.
Save with your choice of the 2 best calling plans, and you'll enjoy great savings
Just for being a Cox Cable customer. That's Cox Long Distance by Frontier, your direct line to simple long-distance savings from Cox Communications. Call today.
Want to build customer loyalty? We've got customer loyalty. We've got sports nuts, movie lovers, infomaniacs, and cartoon fanatics. We've got networks that talk to moms, teens, men, kids. From Main Street to Madison Avenue, more advertisers are turning to cable. Want to build your brand of business? Check out our brand of TV. Cable TV. America's sold on cable.
Hampton businesses are sold on cable rep advertising. Call 873-1366 today.
For the Bassmasters on TNN Outdoors.
Bassmasters, you'd better set your VCRs to record. For in the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn one of the most tightly held bassin secrets of all time. We're at Lake Sinclair today in central Georgia for the Bassmaster Georgia Top 100 tournament. We're here at the time when the peach blossoms are in full bloom. This 15,300-acre impoundment on the Oconee River is unique in the annals of bassin history. It's the lake that really launched the pro career of cranking king David Fritz. And it's here, for the first time ever, that David reveals some of the tricky techniques he uses with his rod and reel to trigger bass into biting. Our Bassmasters field reporter, Tim Miller, is out on the lake to tell us more about Lake Sinclair. Tim?
Well, Bob, this 16,000-acre central Georgia impoundment has 2 main arms, the main Oconee River arm and the Little River arm. However, we're hearing most anglers say that you might look for the Oconee arm to produce more fish this week. We're in a pre-spawn pattern here. Water temperature is 55 to 58 degrees. But the most interesting thing about Lake Sinclair is its current flow. Water is not only pulled through the Lake Sinclair Dam, but it's back pumped out of Sinclair back upstream to Lake Oconee during low power consumption. For a Bassmaster Pro, that creates a current that actually goes both directions. New Jersey Pro Pete Glusick explains how a fisherman has to adjust.
At any given time during the day, the current could be standing still, running north to south, or south to north. So it's a complicated system to follow. If you're fishing a point, you're going to be fishing the southern side of the point if they're generating power, and you're going to be fishing the northern side of the point if they're pumping back. It's a very difficult thing to adjust because the water level also fluctuates here up to a foot. And if you're fishing shallow structures such as grass or some shallow wood cover, if the lake's drawn down about a foot, the fish tend to leave those areas. So it's a constantly changing reservoir. You have to adapt with the changing water conditions all throughout the day.
Another pro to keep your eye on is North Carolina's David Fritz.
It's got a tremendous amount of fish in it. You've got every kind of cover here. You've got anything from weeds to deep structure. You've got dirty water and you've got clear water. So it's got everything that a lake has to offer here. One of the key patterns, in the spring, it's really my first trip here. Pretty much try to find some staging fish that are moving up in the pockets along little secondary points, little corners, throwing small crankbaits, shad wraps, just any type of action type bait. Conditions are pretty bad right now. We've got high and muddy water, and that makes it for a tough tournament. A lot of times it's hard for the fish to see your bait. You got to slow down a little bit. And if I was to pick one thing to fish, almost any time of the year, it'd have to be either a point, whether it be a secondary or a major point.
So, Bob, coming up, we're going to show you some exclusive, never-seen-before footage from the crankbait master on his key cranking technique. This show is going to be one of the all-time greats for bass and know-how.
Thanks, Tim. We'll have a lot more right after this. The Bassmasters will be right back.
are sportsmen who don't know the meaning of rain delays, who brave the dark and the chill because they have to. They battle opponents whose blood runs cold and who sleep with their eyes open. At Quantum, fishing is a contact sport.
Flambeau's new tackle stations are really 6 storage systems in one. The 4 extender packs hold soft baits or single hook lures for really easy access. They hook on your belt. This is as good as kissing a fish. Flambeau designed the tackle station system for serious anglers with a top compartment that holds your most used tough tainer box. Top storage for boxes and extender packs. Line dispensers for leaders, spooling fresh line. A bottom compartment complete with 4 tough tainers. Fantastic. Flambeau, what will you think of next?
Top professional fishermen are calling the Terminator Titanium Spinnerbait the most revolutionary spinnerbait ever. The Terminator has a patent-pending titanium snapback frame that doesn't bend and break like ordinary stainless steel baits. It gives up to 50% more vibration and always runs true no matter what abuse it gets. The exclusive quick skirt system allows anglers to change skirt colors while trying to pattern fish without destroying the skirt. Go to your local tackle dealer and pick up your Terminator today.
Oh, did you see that one jump?
It's all about time. Taking the time to enjoy the simple things.
You got one, son? Yeah. Whoa, Dad, look at that. Whoa, he's really fighting me.
Bass Pro Shops helps make that time special.
Great. Good job. I'll bet that fish weighed 10 pounds. Right, Dad?
After all, they grow so fast.
Downtown Milledgeville, Georgia, known as the antebellum capital of the Peachtree State, about 90 miles southwest of Atlanta, and about 3 miles outside of town, Lake Sinclair, a 15,300-acre impoundment on the Oconee and Little Rivers. The time is early March. The bass are moving up for the spring fling, but heavy seasonal rains have turned Sinclair's surface color to chocolate milk.
There's one.
Early spring bassin offers these pros one of 2 choices. Either chase after shallow bass already on the beds, or try to find the migration routes where fish come up from their deep water winter haunts, headed for the shallow pockets and coves to spawn. For Missouri pro Denny Brower, there's extra motivation to do well. He's $24,000 shy of winning over $1 million on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. A first or second place finish here would put him over the top. He'd join Larry Nixon and Rick Clunn as only the 3rd member of the BASS $1 Million Honor Roll.
What we got going is basically 2 different patterns. You've got some scattered shoreline grass, kind of viney weed-like stuff that grows out to about 2.5, 3 foot of water. And we're catching some fish, slow-rolling spinner baits through it. And the rest of the fish seem to be relating to wood, these dock piers. And I'm getting all them to bite. I'm throwing what we call a chameleon craw brown color. It's kind of a subtle color, and for some reason it seems to be working pretty good. And throwing the new Strike King Pro Model jig with just a junior-sized bow hog pork frog behind it, fishing it real slow. And I'm fishing it on 25-pound test strand line in this dirty water. Line does not seem to be a factor. I think we can get by with about any size we want. And they're actually pretty aggressive when you get one to finally bite, but getting the fish to trigger is the problem. My partner's doing something that I think is very smart, and that's, I think, something that an angler that's fishing the back end of a boat ought to definitely do, and that's use a different color bait or a different lure altogether. And he's throwing black and blue in a lot of these same places that I've already dropped the brown jig in. He's getting the fish that didn't really care for it to bite. So that can be an excellent pointer for the non-boater or the amateur in the back of the boat to definitely change up and use a different color or a different size bait, something different. Because not every fish has the same likes. Here we go. We got a fish on. Oh, partner. They're biting, Bo. It's going to haunt you the rest of your life. They're going to show it over and over and over.
A Across the lake from Denny Brower is North Carolina pro David Fritz. He's located an underwater island that offers a combination of structure all in one spot.
I'm fishing some flats going into these pockets, and these fish are staging up on these flats. Basically, where I'm sitting in 10 foot of water, throwing in about 5 foot. So it's a lot shallower than I'm used to fishing here, and that's where the fish are migrating. They're coming up on these bars and they're going back in the pockets, and that's the way they're headed. And you know, that's my favorite type of pattern is to find the migration routes of where they're going to spawn, pre-spawn pattern. Trying to stay in the wind as much as possible. A lot of times the wind pushes shad around and makes the fish a little more active. I'm throwing a medium running crankbait. Basically a couple different ones. One of my main baits is a number 5 down deep Rapala. You notice that I've been sitting here and I've been fishing a while and I hadn't caught any fish, and all of a sudden, boom, 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 I catch 3 or 4 in a row. And that is, you know, those fish are sitting there, and you got to figure out how to trigger those fish to strike. And that's what I'm trying to do. I keep changing crankbaits a lot of times, and I keep changing the way I'm winding it. Even though it looks like I'm just winding my bait in, I'm doing different things, but trying to key the fish in. Once I get one to bite, then it's all over with. I can catch them. And
catch him he did. David Fritz takes the early lead in this Georgia Bassmaster Top 100 with a 5 bass limit of 15 pounds 6 ounces. Michigan's Chuck Economou grabs second with 13 pounds 10 ounces, anchored by a 5-pound 13-ounce lunker. Denny Brower's early limit was small, and with only 9 pounds 6 ounces, he's off to a disappointing start. Coming up next on the Bassmasters, we'll pick apart David Fritz's pattern and show you some cranking secrets that have never been told before.
Meet Caitlin Keats, nature lover. She also loves the new interior of the Chevy S10. There's a lot to be said for the great indoors. Chevy S10, like a rock.
All right. If you're looking for comfort, Jersey's has it. If you're looking for clothing that's easy to care for, Jersey's has that. And if you're looking for more styles and colors than you've got fingers and toes, well, we got that too. Can you believe it? That is what you want, isn't it? Jersey's. That's with a Z.
Don't just break your line, they break your heart. That's why more fishermen trust Trilene, America's strongest monofilament.
We've cut our teeth on America's toughest tournament trails and never stopped hungering for perfection. The Ranger Comanche Series. You've waited long enough. Drop the throttle, raise your standards, and unleash the power of a genuine American legend.
David Fritz has a 1-pound, 12-ounce lead in this Georgia Bassmaster Top 100 over Chuck Economou. Florida's Chet Doffett is third, followed by Pete Glusick and Shaw Grigsby Jr.
This is the mouth of Island Creek down by the dam on Lake Sinclair. Appropriately named, it has 2 sunken islands in the mouth of it. And David Fritz pulled in here looking for a pre-spawn staging area.
Well, see, what I've got right here actually is a long point. Runs from that bank right there all the way out past those buoys, and it makes a little hump out here. But you notice that I'm fishing the back side. I'm fishing between the hump and the point, and there's a flat spot. It's about 5 foot deep right in there. And these fish are migrating. They're going right up there in that pocket. And that's where, you know, that's the kind of stuff I like to look for this time of year. Flats are big keys, old flat points, long flat points. Fish a stage on them and then go on up in the spawning grounds.
This will show you just how steep this drop-off is where David Fritz is catching his bass. You can see that the back of this Ranger is in 15 feet of water. The front's at about 3 feet. So just in a boat length, it drops off that much. And that's the area where David's catching his fish.
To fish a spot like that, you want to look for the least obvious place on it, and, you know, that wouldn't be the point. Everybody's going to be out there on the end of that thing fishing a point. And so that eliminates about 80% of the boats. So they're going to stop out there and fish the point.